everybody? How's everybody doing today? This is Angel Sandoval here at Savage Roofing. I'm a sales director. I'm here with my man, Derek Cooper. Say what's up, Derek?
Derek Cooper with Malarkey Roofing Products. I'm the account representative for the area, basically help out with all of the top half of Illinois and Northwest Indiana.
So today we brought Derek for a very special build that we have today. We're putting on a Malarkey on one of our big builds here. If you could tell us a little bit about the products.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the main differences with our product is we have a line of impact resistant shingles. So the reason that Savage chose to put this product, our product, on this home is it's going to give the homeowner a completely different product performance shingle than basically anything else on the market. So with our product, and what do you got going on here? You got a Vista, you got a...
today we have a Vista, yeah.
Vista, okay.
Vista.
So with our Vista shingle, that's a class 3 impact resistant shingle. And basically just for that being on the roof, the homeowner is going to receive a discount off their homeowner's insurance just because they have that shingle on their roof. Due to the fact that with an impact resistant shingle, it's gonna do much better against hail, much better against wind, much better against the things that are gonna cause problems for a shingle, for a roof, for a homeowner. So this is an upgraded product that's gonna last longer, perform better, and give the homeowner an overall better experience with their roof.
Awesome. And there is a good, better, best, right? If you could explain, kind of elaborate on those.
Right. So within our product line, we have our Highlander shingle, our Vista shingle, and then our Legacy. That's within the architectural line of shingles. We also have a designer shingle called the Windsor. So basically our good, better, best, our good is Highlander, our best is Vista, our better is Vista, and then our best is Legacy. And then Windsor from there. Awesome. The unique thing about the good, better, best within our world though is that even you can consider our good product, our lowest end product, is better than most other entry level shingles on the market. Right. So since our entire line is made out of polymer modified asphalt or impact resistant asphalt, it's going to do much better than any standard oxidized asphalt shingle on the market. Right,
that's why I said good, better, best, not okay.
Right.
Good, better.
We don't have any okay shingles. All of our shingles are high performing.
It's all high performing,
better versions of standard asphalt.
Right. Awesome. And then Windsor is what your guys' designer shingle, right?
Right, so Windsor is a designer shingle. It's gonna have all the similar properties as our architectural line. The main difference with a Windsor shingle is it's gonna have a different aesthetic. It's gonna have a different look to it. So that's a main difference. It's also gonna be the heaviest, the biggest, the thickest, the most tear resistant. So it's kind of like if all of our shingles are Mercedes, the Windsor is Mercedes with every loaded option possible.
Every loaded option, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And then color wise, what about your color selections?
Colors. So so here I can show you on the board back here. So our colors, I would say our go-tos are going to be like our our natural woods, weather woods, black oats, midnight black. So we have a lot of the I'd say the more popular colors on the market. We don't really do a lot of the I guess the more eccentric, like the blues and the reds. That's not really our cup of tea, because we know majority of homeowners are going to go with what we feel are the traditional colors, and we don't really change, I guess, just because the market changes. We change on what's best for our customers, for our contractors, and for our homeowners. So we kind of have our core colors that we work with.
Awesome. And then I know your warranties. You guys do have that. Legacy is your class 4, right?
Yep.
And then your Vista is your algae resistant.
Yeah. So the cool thing is all of our shingles have algae resistance. So they just have more algae resistance as you go up the product line, right? So even our entry level, our Highlander shingle, right? It still has algae resistance. When you go up to the Vista shingle, like this home, so an upgraded impact resistant shingle, it's going to have 2 additional years of warranty for the algae resistance.
Awesome.
And then when you get to Legacy, it has even more algae resistance with Scotch Guard, which has a limited lifetime algae resistant warranty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then as far as for your warranty, how many products do we have to buy or use on our roof in order to get that warranty for?
So that's the other thing. A pretty cool thing about Malarkey shingles, we have on all of our products, we have our standard warranty offering, where as long as you're just using our hip and our starter and the shingle, you're going to have a warranty on that shingle, right? Because we know the quality of our product, right? And then we also have upgraded warranty options depending on certification levels and things of that nature, where those warranties can be extended and you know, have longer terms for, you know, the non-prorated period, the prorated period. And it just kind of goes up, very similar to our shingle line. You know, the warranties go up as well.
Right. Okay. Awesome. And then, or will those be additional for homeowners, or how do you guys go about that?
So yeah, typically, and that's up to, you know, at our contractor level.
Your contractor level.
Yeah, where they are able to, you know, decide, you know, based on what's best for the homeowner, how long they're going to be in the home, what warranty is best for them. But usually, for an upgraded warranty, there's an additional cost.
Awesome.
The other thing is that when a contractor doesn't you know, provide our upgraded pro warranty or premium warranty, they do need to use more of our accessories to make sure it's a full complete system. So that's another thing that obviously advocates for the homeowner.
Awesome. We want to show them a shingle?
Yeah, well, yeah,
a little bit of the products.
Yeah, one thing I want to show was we were talking about impact resistant shingles, polymer modified shingles, right, versus standard asphalt shingles in the market, right? So what does that actually mean? Okay, so this is a piece of basically oxidized asphalt, okay, standard asphalt, if you guys can see this. So with a majority of shingles on the market, entry-level shingles, they're made from oxidized asphalt. So oxidized asphalt is basically synonymous with an aged, you know, older piece of asphalt. So what they do is they take crude oil from oil refineries, they heat it, cool it in stills, and basically when they're going through the manufacturing process, you have your fiberglass mat, you do your asphalt drop with standard oxidized asphalt, right? Which is great, but the problem is that with oxidized asphalt, since it's aged, it's a little bit older and it's more brittle. So when they have the mat, they have the asphalt, and then they're doing the granule drop
as it goes.
Yeah, the granules can't embed as deep into this asphalt. So I'm just gonna do an example. So obviously at the manufacturing level, this would be heated, it'd be more malleable, right? But just give you an example, right? This stuff, these granules are not going to stick onto this asphalt. They're not going to be able to embed. Even if I grab them and try to push them in there, they don't embed. So with impact resistant asphalt or polymer modified asphalt, right? So here's a piece of our polymer modified asphalt. I already have some granules
stuck on there. Awesome.
Right? So this stuff is much more flexible. It has the ability to expand and contract. Right? So if I pour some granules on here, I'm going to pour some, and then I'm just going to push my thumb. And those granules, you can see they're already starting to embed into the asphalt.
Awesome.
Right? So what this means is that for the homeowner and for our contractors, right, granule adhesion and granule retention is the most important thing. We want to make sure that the granules stay embedded into the asphalt, into the shingle as long as possible, because that means that the roof is going to live longer, last longer, perform better, and it's less likely that the homeowner is going to have to go through this whole process again. Awesome. So that's the whole point of you know, impact resistant shingles. And then when you get into how that actually affects a homeowner, one of the demos we do is like, we'll take our board, and I think we got a real shingle over here, right? I don't know if you guys can see this or if you want to. So we'll throw a board down, you can throw the shingle down. So this is one of our sample boards that shows our product, right? And then this is actually one of our shingles, right? So this is the Vista shingle, right? So when we talk about impact resistance, and I showed, hey, the granules sticking better, well, here's like a real world example of what that means. So a homeowner, when you're talking about impact resistance, you're talking about hail, right? Hail. You want to make sure that if hail hits that roof, it's not going to damage it, knock the granules off, you know, cause problems within the shingle. So one of the demos we do is we take our shingle on the ground, and you could do it too, Angel, if you want. You can do that one. I'll do this one. And we try to really beat this thing to heck. And I'll take this. You're gonna get a couple granules that fall off. Get a couple granules that fall off. A couple granules. If this was any, so you get a couple granules that fall off, but if this was any standard shingle on the market, this shingle would be destroyed. Granules would be everywhere because the granules aren't embedded as deep into the asphalt. So therefore, they can't withstand impact as well as a polymer modified impact resistant shingle. So that's kind of one of the neat things about it.
Yeah, and I was just taught today, you can actually grab this guy. We can grab this guy here. We can crumble it, as he said. Right, any other shingle you grab, this thing would be tore up, bent. So and it didn't do too bad. Any other shingle would have been messed up, screwed up.
Yep.
Granules would have been everywhere. You could see lines through it, and this one did pretty good. So
right,
it's a really good product.
And what you guys see here is another cool thing to kind of show. This yellow line, right? This is our nail zone, right? So we call it the zone. We invented this about 20 years back. And what this is as the installers are installing this roof, they're putting thousands of nails on that homeowner's roof, right? And the whole goal is to make sure that as they're installing and putting in the nails, that they're gonna hit into the zone and into the common bond of the shingle. So not only do we have a larger nailing zone, but we have a much larger common bond to make sure that not only do we have the best product on the market, but that our products are gonna be easier for our contractors to install, which is really important to us as well. We wanna make a good performing product, but also a product that you guys can work with and your crews, you know, have a good time installing, because that, at the end of the day, is providing a better overall solution to your homeowners,
right,
which is the whole goal.
Yeah, our installers love using the product. You don't see any of the foot tracks on any of the shingles up there. You use any other shingles, and you can see all their foot marks, especially with this heat that we have out here, right, which is really good for us. So
yeah, and that's another thing when we're talking about the pliability and the flexibility of asphalt, right? Especially in the Midwest, you could have really hot days like today, you know, 75, 80 degrees out, but then all of a sudden it could be 40 degrees, 50 degrees, you know, freezing, right? Right. So with polymer modified asphalt, it has the ability, I'll show another example. So this is a big piece of our polymer modified asphalt. And as you can see, the flexibility, the pliability of it, right? It has the ability to expand. I'm trying to pull this thing and then it'll start contracting. And that's very important when you get into the cold winter months as well, right? Because if it's hot and then cold, you have geothermal expansion. And if the shingle and the asphalt doesn't have the ability to expand and contract, well, what's gonna happen is it's gonna crack and break, granules are gonna fall off. And what that means, when the granules start to fall off, when these start to fall off the shingle, the roof is basically starting to die and decay. So the longer that those granules can stay on, the longer that roof is living, and that's the whole goal of what we do. And that's the reason why it's an upgraded shingle, and it's a better product for that homeowner.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, so again, people, Malarkey is, we kind of like to say, tell homeowners this is going to be the last roof they're going to put on, because it takes a lot to really beat this. We actually had 100-mile-per-hour winds out in our home area, Joliet, and we built a homeowner, and out of that whole block, his roof was the only one to stay intact. Right. And he loved it. So he kind of promoted you guys as well. Oh, that's awesome. Which was really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, anything else you have for anybody? Any other people?
What do you think, Tom? You got anything?
I don't know. If you could show them a little bit more on that, you guys should both grab that piece of asphalt. It's 1,000 times elasticity, and we'll come back.
Right. We can do a demo of like us, pulling this thing across. I could present it. Yeah. Cause like this is, you're gonna edit and stuff, so I could present it and be like what this is, and then be like, let me show you a demo of what we mean. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So one other thing I wanted to show everybody. So this is basically a giant version of our polymer modified impact resistant asphalt, right? And one of the cool tests that we do to show its pliability and flexibility is we have this piece, and I'll show you what we'll do in a second. But the whole goal of this is that with an impact resistant, more flexible, more pliable piece of asphalt, it has the ability to expand and contract without breaking and without losing granules, which is making sure that that roof is going to stay intact and perform the way it's supposed to be, even as the weather gets cold and hot and with geothermal expansion, right? So we're gonna show a little test of how this is able to expand and then go back to size. So take a half, we're gonna start pulling this. Okay. So we got that thing expanded about 3 times what it was. And you're gonna slowly see that it will start already going back to size. Right? And that might seem unimportant to somebody who doesn't know how important this is, but why this is so important is if it's hot and cold and hot and cold and your home is naturally expanding and contracting, if your shingle can't do this, you're gonna have breaks, cracks, granule lossage, which leads to leaks and leads to future problems for that homeowner. So now within about 10 seconds, it's already getting back to size, right? That's why that's done. We do, everything we do is with performance in mind for our contractors and for our homeowners to make sure that that roof is gonna last as long as possible. So that's where it's performance engineered shingles, doing things the right way the first time to make sure we put the best product out on the market.
Right. Yeah, and out here in the Midwest, we know it's cold. It gets hot and it gets cold. I know you guys, I don't know if you can correct me,
yeah,
but I've heard that you guys really install this a lot in Alaska, right?
Right, so our first big claim to fame back, I believe it was in the early 80s, was a shingle called the Alaskan. And that was one of the first products that was able to be installed in those cold weather temperatures due to the fact that not only is this more flexible, more pliable, so when it gets cold, it's easier for you to work with, right? But the other thing is that with our sealant, it's basically the liquid version of our SBS or SEBS. It is extremely strong, right? So with a little bit of sunlight, a little bit of warmth, our sealant activates and it's going to seal down very aggressively, which is going to prevent against wind blow off and things of that nature. The other thing to think about is that, let's say for whatever reason it was a month of no sun and it was really cold out and that sealant didn't quite activate, because you still need sunlight and warmth for sealant to activate. Well, the nice thing is that if it wasn't activated, since this stuff has the ability to flex and go back to shape, rather than the wind blowing and it breaking the shingle and cracking it, it's gonna move it, but then when it gets warm out again, it's gonna go back to shape and then start sealing, right? Awesome. So it's protecting the homeowner against the things that, you know, inevitably could happen to their roof over the many years it's gonna be, you know, up there. So
awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Appreciate you. Thank you, Derek. If you guys, you want to drop your info?
Yeah, so if anybody ever has any questions, so like I said, I'm the representative for Illinois and Indiana. If you have any questions, what was that? Oh, put the website? What, MalarkeyRoofingProducts.com? Okay, that's a good, okay. Yep. So if anybody has any questions at all, I'd recommend going to MalarkeyRoofing.com. It's gonna have so many great videos, both for our contractors, for our homeowners, to further educate yourself on what's important when you're choosing a roof and a product for your roof. And it will have everything you need, both as a homeowner and a contractor, to you know, to make that determination. So
awesome. Yeah, and if you guys need a roofer to install this, you can go ahead and hit us up on our website, savageroofing.com, or you can go ahead and reach us up at 833-577-ROOF.